Alright, and welcome back to another video of The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs. This video is sponsored by Electronic Arts. This is also not final software. When I went to Sims Camp to play this in advance, obviously it wasn't completely done yet. Because of that, I have no footage of the veterinarian career as it was not functioning when I was there. And here you can see the brand new map of Brindleton Bay. There are 4 different districts which your Sims can go and visit. And this is my favorite couple. We have Brant and Brent. They are newlyweds and they both have this adorable dog named Rosie. As they go inside, you'll be able to see a handful of new objects, textures that come with this pack. I will go into more detail into all of that stuff towards the end of this video where I do a little overview of buy and build mode. Now, since Rosie is a small dog, Sims can pick them up and carry them all around the world. If they are a large dog, you will not be able to do that though, so just keep that in mind. The animals cannot be controlled. Some people were asking if that was a possibility, and sadly it's not. Personally, I didn't control my pets that often in The Sims 3, but it would still be really nice to have the option and flexibility of doing so. Now look at Rosie, and she's going to go under the couch, squeeze her way on in. That way she can get access to the television. You'll see dogs and cats do this under the couches and tables to get to places faster. It's super adorable. I love the animations when they do it. Now look, when you try to place objects and it interrupts something else, it'll highlight in red. So that's something new that's coming soon. The reason I'm placing this down is because I wanted to adopt a cat. That way I could show off some cat gameplay, but I totally dropped the ball on that because even though I do adopt a cat, I end up playing with the dogs nonstop. Which goes to show you, I am a bit of a dog person, so I apologize about that. I really didn't get much footage of myself playing with the cats. Now there's this awesome new couch which you can squeeze into little bay windows that you can make, which is amazing. Here's a little glimpse at some of the new windows that comes with the expansion pack. While Rosie wasn't extremely dirty or anything like that, I wanted to see the animation for when you go and give a dog a bath. So by the way, this video, I'm not going to be going like super in depth like I typically do because Sims Camp was just very hectic and I only had a limited amount of time to play. So really this was me just playing, just kind of checking things out. So this is just like a day in the life with cats and dogs with Brant and Brent. It's quite a mouthful, but look, you can see all the cute little suds. So of course you'll need a bathtub in order to wash the animals. I was kind of wondering if maybe it'd be like in The Sims 1 where they have their own special bath, but nope. You can buy any bathtub you want and bathe them there. Gotta love the animation of them shaking the water off. So in order to adopt an animal, you have to go over to the computer and you can adopt a cat or a dog. And keep in mind, not final software, because you're gonna see that all the cats are named placeholder. So I imagine on release, that they will have names that are all automatically generated. Speaking of names, by the way, with the animals, you can give them just a first name and you don't have to give them a last name. So with Brant and Brent, their dog's name is just Rosie. That's it. What makes me really happy, by the way, is that Brant and Brent are a pre-made couple in The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs. So they're one of the very few LGBT pre-made Sims that are in a neighborhood. I decided to move them though, because as amazing as their neighborhood was and everything, I wanted a larger lot. And here you can see I definitely got it. So this is the 64 by 64 lot that you can find in Brindleton Bay. And this pre-made like mansion is gorgeous. I love it so much. You can see a lot of the new roof tools being used here. What you do is you hit Control S, I believe, or maybe Shift S, and you get these additional points which you can manipulate to create a whole bunch of new roof shapes. I can't express to y'all how major this is and how many doors this is going to open for new architectural styles. I can already imagine how many beautiful houses that we're going to see uploaded onto the gallery. And I'm so pumped to see what all of my favorite speed builders do with these tools because there is some seriously awesome potential with these new options. Now here you'll see there is a hair pile down there. That's because the cat we adopted is Fluffy, and fluffy cats cough up hairballs all the time. I also couldn't help myself. I adopted another dog, but a large dog, a cute little golden retriever. And I invited her on the couch and basically was doing these little interactions. So you can do interactions with your pet while sitting and also standing up. And that golden retriever is vocal and playful. So there are exclusive interactions depending on the animal's traits. You'll see in a moment that I'm able to request a song, and that is because she's so comfortable speaking all the time that she's more than happy to oblige in giving us a cute little tune. Of course, I needed to see that. I'm really bummed though, because after I stopped my recording session, I found out by someone else at Sims Camp that the cats, so there's these little Roombas that you can buy and it'll go around cleaning your house, and the cats can ride the Roombas. And I did not know this. I did not see it, but I'm very excited to explore that once the game comes out. Here is Rosie. We just gave her a treat, and while you cannot directly control your pet, you can influence their behavior. So you can tell them to go be nice to another animal or human. Also, if you raise the training skill high enough, you can even ask them to go and attack other Sims that you may not like. But I wanted Rosie to go over there and be nice to the new cat in the household. That way they would all feel welcome. And I love just honestly observing the pets and just kind of seeing what they do and their behavior with one another, because sometimes they'll get along just fine. Thankfully, these three are the best of pals, but I was definitely lurking around in Sims Camp and saw some animals kind of being a little bit more sassy and feisty with each other. With the dogs, of course, you can train them to sit down, roll over, all that good stuff. And the dog training skill goes up to level 5, so it is a minor skill. Oh, right here is an example of the cat on top of a counter. So cats can go on top of counters. Dogs can too. Large dogs can put their paws on the counter and they'll try to like steal food from your Sims. Unfortunately, I didn't get footage of that, but it is a possibility, and that's definitely something to keep an eye out for when you play the game. But anyway, the household must have at least one human Sim when you move them into the world, and then the rest of the 7 slots can be filled with humans or animals. So it's a total of 8 in the household. So it is not like in The Sims 3 where you can have 8 human Sims and then 2 pets. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Again, kind of wish that it would give us that option of being able to have 8 human Sims and 2 pets, just because it's kind of difficult trying to balance all of that. So you can buy these balls and you could try to play fetch with the dogs. You can see clearly she's very confused and doesn't know what's happening. You can also just straight up just give them the ball. That way they can play with it too. But once you're more and more frequent with it, they'll understand the concept of the game a lot better. And again, sorry, did not get much footage with cats, but there are little cat toys that you can use. My favorite part about this 64 by 64 lot is the fact that it's literally located right next to a beach. So of course I had to have my Sims go over there and check it out. And I figured this would be a perfect location to go and Simstagram my pet. Oh yes. What that means is basically you can take pictures of all of your animals this way. I happen to catch the best freeze frame ever, in my opinion. I don't know, I think she looks super cute. And just as with taking a selfie or a picture of a Sim, you can apply all those different filters. You can also put it up on your wall and frame it. Now, when your animal is misbehaving, whether they're being super rude to someone, or they're playing in trash, or whatever the case may be, you can go and scold them. That way you can try to make it so that they don't repeat that behavior. Or on the other side, if they're doing something really good, you can go to friendly and praise them so that you encourage their behavior. So again, while you can't directly control them, you can at the very least influence how they behave. Now, next to the beach, there is this dock here. You can click on the boat and travel to the lighthouse with other Sims. You can also get to the lighthouse simply by going to the map view, but I'm glad that they programmed it so that you could click the little boat. One of my biggest pet peeves with The Sims 4 City Living is that we had all these little subway stations, but you couldn't click and use them for whatever reason. At the lighthouse, you can go up on the dock, which is great, and you can woohoo or try for a baby up there too. While I was walking over there, I saw my first ghost dog. So when animals die, they do have a ghost form, just like the human Sims. I wasn't able to capture any footage of any animals dying. Again, had a very limited amount of time when playing this. Here is the animation of them woohooing. I just realized how weird that sounded about me not being able to capture footage of animals passing away. But in The Sims 3 anyway, I remember the Grim Reaper, the way that it handles the death of an animal from old age. The Grim Reaper seems to always have a very soft spot for animals. I also didn't get footage of animals mating and giving birth to a puppy. Again, I was one of the last ones to go and record footage, so wasn't able to get that, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing that I don't spoil all this, that way you can all see it for yourself. After the lighthouse, I had them go over to this community lot because people were wondering if you could bring your animals to community lots, and absolutely. Any lot that your sim can go to, your pet can go along with you as well. And in Brindleton Bay, there's these new little food vendors. You can go there to buy pet food and also pet supplies. After you buy the food, you can put it on the ground, that way they can eat it. And with pet supplies, there's this bunch of awesome little toys and also pet treats. When you're exploring around Brindleton Bay, you will see birds from time to time. And what you can do is you can click on them and command your animal to go and chase them. Unfortunately, I was way too slow to do this apparently, because by the time I convinced my dog to go do it, they had already vanished. But if they're successful, there is a new collectible which they can get from chasing the birds away. But again, kind of soiled it here, so oh well. Here's just an example of me putting the dog food on the floor. And then I decided to end the night going over here to the dog park, or animal park, I guess. And here is a adorable little obstacle course. So after you train your animals, you can have them go over there and run the entire course with them, and then they will get a grade once they're done with it. I didn't expect this initially, but when you start it, it has all these awesome LED lights. And if they're successful with something, it'll turn green. And if they fail something, then it will turn red. And I believe I saw in the trailer or in the teaser trailer that sometimes that hoop that they jump through will sometimes be on fire. So it seems like it might get a little bit more intense as you continue to raise their skill. You do also get graded on this. So when I finished this, I think Rosie got a silver medal, which is honestly not bad at all for her first attempt ever. So that was great. I don't know if you get something special for getting a gold. You might. And then another adorable little moment I caught, because I saw my dog was just like running around frantically, and she was running to catch up with Rosie to go and lick her. I guess maybe congratulating her on her silver badge, which was so freaking cute. But that was all of the gameplay that I recorded. And here I will just be panning over the buy mode catalog. So again, this is just kind of like my first impressions. I am so beyond thankful that I was able to go to Sims Camp and play this for the time that I did. I definitely spent a lot more time in Create a Pet though, because I was just really intrigued by customizing them a whole ton. So I didn't really get to dive into like the training skill and all that stuff, but hopefully that gives you just sort of a general sense of what to expect with The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs, how the animals look in the world and how they behave with one another. I love all the furniture in this. I will probably do another video where I go more in depth with it and kind of look at all of the different color swatches. But here you can see a quick little glimpse and sneak peek at all of the new items that come with this expansion pack. I think so far my favorite object as far as buy and build mode is definitely the new couches that fit perfectly into the bay windows that you can make. And also just in general, I love the fact that the sofas and beds, there's just a lot more cushions placed on the furniture, which I think is a lot more realistic and makes it look a lot more comfortable. There are these new toys that you can buy for toddler and child Sims, and I love them. See, we just scrolled past a couple of the beds there, and some of the cushions that they have like on top of the headboard are really nice. Love the fact that there's a lot of very nautical stuff to go with the coastal world. Like that bedspread there is so pretty. I love all those patterns, and we normally don't get stuff like that, so it's really amazing. I love all of the stuff that's been here. I know that for a fact that really cute litter box with like the cat, I'm not sure if its eyes laser the poop away or there's just lasers incorporated into that litter box somehow. Oh, by the way, so obviously there's a whole bunch of other stuff with the vet career. You can own your own vet clinic. You can hire your own staff. It's a bit of a fusion of get to work and dine out. And I didn't get to play it at all, but I'm beyond excited to check that out. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. By the way, for those of you that don't know, on November 10th, when The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs releases, over at Twitch TV/AndrewsArcade, I will be doing a 15-hour live stream in celebration of this pack. So I'll be able to definitely check out running a vet clinic then. But yeah, anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.